Yes, people, welcome back again to Albert JTV Fantasy Premier League Tips game week 8. Let's get into this. But before we get into it, anyone new to the channel, hit the subscribe button straight away, smash the like button straight away as well. My regular subscribers, welcome again. Let's get into this, man. So, Fantasy Premier League game week 8. This is the week actually, and I haven't said it for the previous weeks, where I think there's potential to use your triple captain. Now you're probably scratching your head thinking, what's this guy talking about? But trust me, man, there's potential there. And I'll get into it and I'll go through it and I'll tell you. So game week fixture 8. So the games are spread across 3 days. So starting on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because obviously we're going into the international break, hence the reason why there's no live game on the Monday. So first thing I must point out, and I'm going to point it out again at the end of the video, is that get your captain's picks in before 4 o'clock on Friday, the 6th of November. 4 o'clock. Remember, put down your diary, or before 4 o'clock, shall I say. We're going to Friday's games. If I look away at any point, then you know why, because let's look at the fixtures. But Friday's game, we have Brighton versus Burnley, Southampton versus Newcastle. Starting with Brighton, Burnley. I won't say there's too many standout candidates. I'll probably say, if he's to really push me, I'll say Neil Maupay of Brighton. But if you remember Brighton's last game away to Tottenham, Neil Maupay wasn't even in the squad. So something's probably happened there with Graham Potter. I'm speculating, but possibly. But he would be my only likely pick. Burnley are not on a good run of form, struggling, can't really score goals. Ashley Barnes, Chris Wood are the main go-to guys. But me personally, I wouldn't look at that fixture for any possible picks. But if you was to really chance it, any Brighton fans out there, you go for your boy Neil Maupay. And we look at Southampton, Newcastle. Southampton's, we learned in the week, bad news, losing Danny Ings for, I think, is it 4 to 6 weeks? That's crucial. I would say probably picks wise, you got potentially Che Adams there. It's having a bit of an issue with my thing. Right, let's get back to it. So Che Adams has stepped up this season, to be honest, for Southampton. Possible pick. And then you have, for me, the obvious pick for Newcastle is Callum Wilson. It's a strange one because Newcastle, even with better attacking players, for me, seeing them play this season is still quite negative. But Callum Wilson is a pretty good choice considering Southampton are missing Danny Ings. Possible pick there. We move into the Saturday games. We have Everton, Manchester United, Crystal Palace, Leeds, Chelsea, Sheffield United, West Ham versus Fulham. Everton, Manchester United, got a funny feeling United will win this, I don't know why. It's got a funny feeling. But yeah, Martial should be back after suspension. I think he will probably come in personally. But possible picks for Manchester United wise, if you're looking at people to get you points, Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford, Greenwood, not sure who he's going to start with. United under pressure, Solskjaer fighting for his life. If I was to put my money on it, I'll go for Martial to come back in and play and score. Obviously with Everton, you've got an obvious pick there with Calvert-Lewin, who's been on fire this season, so you can't ignore him. We move on to Palace, Leeds United. Two obvious standout candidates for me: Will Zaha of Palace, and again Patrick Bamford of Leeds United. Toss a coin. You might bypass those two. If you do go for any of those, if you do go for someone in that fixture, you're looking at those two players there. We move on to West Ham, Fulham. Now, for me, I would go for West Ham home win, but I think it depends if Mikel Antonio is going to be fit, because obviously he missed the away game against Liverpool. But if he's fit and being on the goal scoring run that he's been on since the back end of last season coming into this new season, Mikel Antonio is actually, I think it's a really good shout, actually. Really, really good shout. I think Fulham have only got 1 point this season, I believe. So that's another look. Moving on to Sunday's games, West Ham versus Spurs. Leicester versus Wolves, Man City versus Liverpool, Arsenal versus Aston Villa. So West Brom versus Spurs. The two standout candidates are obvious for me: Harry Kane, Son, goals and assists. Absolute no-brainer. Possible picks. Leicester Wolves. We have the Midlands. It's sort of the Midlands derby, isn't it? Leicester versus Wolves. So that will be Jamie Vardy against Raul Jimenez. Both very good picks. To me, you couldn't go wrong with either. If you're going to push me to pick one out of the two, I'll probably go Jamie Vardy. We have Man City versus Liverpool. Now, you could go so many different ways here. I think for City, it's a bit limited, if I'm being honest. I think the two most obvious people will be Kevin De Bruyne and Raheem Sterling. Liverpool, you've got Mane, you've got Salah. And you know what? Diego Jota's been on fire since he's come to Liverpool. He may not start, but he may be brought on and he might score again. He got a hat-trick in the week in the Champions League. Guys on fire. Possible outside pick with Jota, but definite picks: De Bruyne, Sterling, Mane, and Salah. And we go to our final game choice, of course, of our beloved Gooners, Arsenal versus Aston Villa. As we know, Arsenal have an issue with creating chances, but we do have match winners in the team. Aubameyang gets a penalty last week against Manchester United. Do you fancy him to bag a brace or get a goal in the game against Villa? We know his standout performance last season at the Emirates. Was it last season? When he's down to 10 men, we beat Villa. Yes, it must have. I'm sure it was 100%. Aubameyang's the pick. In terms of Villa, I think you've probably got, if I had to really narrow it down, obviously Grealish and probably Ollie Watkins, who likes to run in behind. And again, you've got Ross Barkley there. So potential there. So guys, there's a lot to digest and a lot to get through. I will reveal my captain's pick probably on Twitter or Instagram or both. About after the 4 p.m. deadline, which is on Friday, the 6th of November. So get that in, guys, remember. So for my two outsider picks, going through all the fixtures and deliberating. If I was going for two outside picks to pick for my captain's pick, I would look at, if he's fit, Mikel Antonio, West Ham at home to Fulham. And the other person I'd look at is Callum Wilson for Newcastle United, away to Southampton. Those would be my two outside choices, wild card picks as such. My two main picks, I'll go for Harry Kane, away to West Brom, Tottenham away to West Brom. And my other pick, this guy's picked up now. He's got his goals in Premier League, scoring a few more goals now. Timo Werner of Chelsea. Chelsea are at home to Sheffield United. Sheffield United have been sort of figured out this season, probably in the Premier League in terms of their playing style. But I actually, as I mentioned before at the start of the video, if you guys are listening, which I'm sure you was, I think there's a potential for people, depending if they've got this player in their team, to use him as a triple captain pick. And I would go for Timo Werner of Chelsea. At home to Sheffield United. If I'm right, I don't think they've won this season, Sheffield United. If I've got that right, might have got it wrong. Drop in the comments below. Werner's found his goal scoring form now a bit of confidence. Chelsea at home, guys. If you're brave enough, that would be my triple captain pick. If you're brave enough, and if you have him in your team. For people that don't have him in their team, the temptation may be there, but you may stay firm and say, you know what, I'll hold on to my triple captain. Don't think there's a wrong or right answer to this personally. So, guys, that is me with my Fantasy Premier League tips. As I said before, smash the subscribe button before you go. Hit the notification bell when my content comes out, and all forms of social media. Follow me on my Instagram and Twitter. The link is in the description, and smash that like button, please. So yeah, guys, that's my tips for game week 8. I'll reveal my captain's pick after 4 o'clock on Friday, the 6th of November. That is me now, over and out. Hashtag AlbertJTV. Hashtag Fantasy Football Premier League Tips.